To absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And what you're gifted, all right. What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead, make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize this. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him in wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah. A couple of...
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, streaming live across the balmy cornfields of the West, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here on this wonderful Easter weekend. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, filling in for little Stevie Casey, who's away on assignment, the former host of his own very popular radio show, Autoscam, there you go, which it's just like I wrote it, which aired here on WLIP for a couple years, 3-4 years. The Easter Bunny's right-hand man, Mr. Patrick Giuliani, joins us here at our Enchanted Kingdom this morning. Patrick, welcome.
Well, welcome to you, Scotty. What's the bunny going to bring you?
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
It's a family show, by the way.
I don't want to know.
Also joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersback, joins us here at Camp Happy Face.
Hi, Ron.
And engineering the Kenosha Today train wreck, as always this morning, 6-time WLIP Employee of the Month, hopping down his own bunny trail.
That's not a hop. That's more like a stomp.
A stomp.
Yeah,
stomping
out of my way.
Get out of my way. Pistol Pete Surgeon is here and as alert as ever.
Radio.
Yeah.
God, that's going to break down a lot of walls.
You're supposed to say God over it.
Why the hell not?
You're not supposed to say hell either.
That's our Easter message, huh?
This is going to be a barren source of amusement.
For those
what can you really say on the radio?
Well, don't push the envelope. Haven't heard? We are now here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, bringing you 2 hours of rock'em sock'em stuff. And I called you the other day, and I'm glad you're here. Did you bring your A game this morning? At least you brought headphones.
It put me into the depression mode.
Coming here?
No, seeing you.
Oh. Same thing, isn't it?
Happy Easter, Scott. I'm only kidding.
Hey, we got a couple announcements first, and we'll start taking your calls, 262-694-1050. We got this new thing. They have it here, the adapter that you can put on, Pete, and then I also have it at my home phone called Phone Tracker, because we were having problems with somebody playing around doing this star 67 or 69 and come up restricted or unavailable. All they need to take the call, 5-7 seconds tops, and they can beam this up through a satellite and zoom right down and right down to where this is coming from. So we're going to eliminate that.
It's real easy when it comes in restricted or blocked or unknown. Just don't answer it. Can't dump it.
Well, but this is even better because now I can catch them. Catch them. That's my Easter.
It's our version of Star Wars.
What are you going to do when you catch them? That's like a dog chasing a fire truck.
Well, you say goodnight to him.
Say goodnight, Kevin. Good night, Kevin.
That's all you got to do. You say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night, Kevin.
It's also, Wednesday, April 8th at 6 o'clock, our 19th anniversary television show. We got some clips from when, Ron? Back in 1998?
Yeah.
My hair was a little darker and a little thinner.
And you were better looking.
The dark hair.
And the other things, our condolence goes out to Alderman Bob Johnson on the passing of his father this week, and that's where little Stevie is handling that. So our prayers and thoughts are with the family.
Condolences, Bob, from Patrick.
And so I guess we have a call. I wonder who this could be.
Shirley.
Hey, it's like this. Where the heck did I have this?
Good morning.
Hey, little Patrick. Look we're only 6 callers away. 6
Oh,
callers
my
ahead
God.
of us.
Shirley, good morning. Did you make Easter bread?
No, I just made some Easter cake.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, very lemon cake. It's my son's favorite, so Very lemony.
I like it with ice cream.
Shirley,
Vanilla.
I got to ask you this question. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday, and I'm going to need some help over at Barter Manor rolling the big rock away from my front doorstep. Can I count on you showing up at dawn to help me out?
Come on.
You know,
That's bad.
we need double disclaimers on this show.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, right.
I know there was a
Hang
bunch
on.
of... bunch
Due
of
to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
I know there was a whole line at the boathouse yesterday at 3 p.m. for the preliminary round of this deal, but I thought for sure I could count on my close friends to help me roll the rock away because it's going to be...
Yeah,
it's
we'll
gonna be
make
a
sure that we put a second rock in front of it.
Right.
Keep them in there.
We don't have... Oh, do we have a song? Shirley?
No, I don't want a song.
No.
I have something ready for
Yeah,
you,
we got
Shirley.
some. Geez, we go to... This is not like apparently when...
It's an Easter song,
is
Shirley.
it Lenny
Easter
took...
parade.
Lenny took...
It's not Easter parade, no.
You got to wait for the music. You're
This
good,
is-
but you ain't that good.
I will give you a hint. This is a television theme song, Shirley.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
You ready for this? Okay.
Dragnet.
Yeah!
The names have
you.
been changed to protect the innocent.
Wonder why I have that on.
Well,
there.
I tell you why he's got that on here, because there's this big picture in the paper this week with the Easter Bunny having a parade down 6th Avenue, and the guy didn't have a permit. How bad is that when they eat your bunny, don't have a permit? He's drawing all these snot-nosed little kids following him all the way to Library Park. You know, with the hope
pretty
of getting
bad.
free. Yeah, that's bad. So.
What was bad is they were dropping eggs in potholes.
Well,
Yeah.
if you guys down at City Hall would fix the potholes, we wouldn't have to have the little children.
Then we
up in
wouldn't have had the
there.
Easter parade hunt because they wouldn't have had no place to put the eggs.
Yeah, they're
here we go.
really
Round
bad.
and round
Those
and round.
potholes, I'm telling you, they're still bad.
Yeah,
How
what are
about
we going to
that,
do,
Shirley?
Mr. Public Works? Are you on Public Works?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Public Works, what are we going to do to fix the pothole session? Pete, we've got... this is...
No comment, no comment.
That's all I have to say.
How are you, Pat?
Fine, Shirley. Like I said, when I got the phone call to be his right-hand man, I went into a state of depression.
That's
show prep for
That's
this show.
prep.
Yeah.
I know.
Take a couple Tylenol PMs and you're good to go for a couple hours.
There you go. And that's what I did. How'd you know?
Well, Shirley, what time do you want us all to be over there tomorrow? We don't want to miss out.
About 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I gotta
Whoa.
go to church first.
Oh, me too.
We don't want to give your address over the air, Shirley, because I really don't think that the crowds will fit in your living room.
And since you have basically decided not to come over to Barter Manor and help me roll the stone away, I'll just have to rely on somebody else today. Or tomorrow
Right.
morning.
Call,
Yeah,
call
I'll be
Bain
in-
Nelson. They got a
I'll
good
be
crew
in
of rock
church.
movers.
I'm going to church.
Okay, well,
Shirley, please pray for me. And then come see me. I'll give you a couple bucks for the candles that you lit.
Okay.
you got enough candles in that church for me?
Probably burn the church down.
All right,
Have a nice Easter,
Yeah.
everybody.
Happy Easter to you and Gary. Scott and I were informed that if we go to church, we got to sit right by the door.
You got to sit by the fire exit.
Yeah, they won't allow us too far in.
I'll go sit. You stand outside or sit in the car outside and keep the engine running.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
Mr.
you
Barter,
betcha.
you need the extra size fire extinguisher to come in here.
Tomorrow, by the way, you can watch the. Or wait a minute, I missed something here. More good news, every boys and girls. Each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at WIP AM 1050. Listen to the replay of this show. Sama, I don't think I'm. Gonna get
why?
I'm going to be listed as a shut-in tomorrow.
What time is that on tomorrow?
Noon.
To when?
2.
It's a 2-hour show.
As long as you give me 2 hours today, we'll have 2 hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're driving 80 miles an hour, how long does it take to go 80 miles?
I'm getting an F.
You're going to get an F in that
Just
one.
give me my F and we'll call it a day. You know, that reminds me when I was in high school. It was right before Christmas, and they had an essay question of. No, this was shocking that I had no idea what the answer was. So I write on the paper, "Only God knows."
And he ain't talking.
And no, I said, "Only God knows," and have a Merry Christmas. I get it back the day before Christmas break, and the teacher goes, "God gets an A, you get an F, and have a Happy New Year."
I like that teacher.
That's a true story.
I think I had the same teacher.
Hey, we got a number of issues to talk about. You want to talk about you're hosting a public meeting.
Yes. And the
At,
article in the paper, they did leave out the most important part of it.
Where it's going to be?
No, that's in there.
Oh,
That's
Boys
in
and
there.
Girls Club, 7 o'clock. When is this going to be?
April 9th.
April 9th. That would be Friday. Thursday.
And at what time?
7 p.m., Boys and Girls Club.
And who are they asking to come?
Citizens.
Okay.
What's the what are we missing?
When I gave the information to the news, okay, I want to have the representatives of the districts that abut and are in close proximity.
Well, that's your job to get them.
Which would be the 2nd, the 3rd, the 6th, the 7th, the 10th.
Why don't you just call the whole
and
city
the
council
11th.
meeting?
I feel like I'm on an episode of Sesame Street right now.
Well, I feel that, it's the only right thing to do, and we want to get the input on how they perceive the utilization of that property should be.
Well, why doesn't just an open-ended invitation for all Kenosha? Why does it just have to be your district or any of those abutting districts?
Because we're having it at the Boys and Girls Club, and how many people can that room really take? But it is for the city. It is for the citizens that do have ideas on how they would perceive the utilization of that property should be. We want to take all of that because we're going to meet with the Urban Land Institute, the ULI. Yeah. And what's nice about ULI is they have done this type of work nationwide, and they are non-political, so to speak. Well, they don't have any political affiliations. They take all these ideas, and they go through them, and they see what the best fit would be for the property.
Let me add this comment, because we've been down this road for many years, 20 years, going back to the Harbor Park District and other things.
And they were involved in that.
I know. But people go to these things, and the same thing with the development of the downtown, and it's like done deal. The folks already got their minds made up. This is the rumors. This is what I hear. And they said, why should I waste my time to tell you what I feel? Because you're going to do whatever you want anyway.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm only going to talk about this specific issue. Nothing has really been done down at City Hall, like the backdoor politics that always come out. And what it is, to me, they're just accusations to muddy the water. Now, with this, ULI is coming in. We're really not going to see anything happen probably for actually 3 to 5 years. We're trying to do this to get in ahead of the curve, to be proactive. All right, these are the ideas that are going to come out there. They're going to see what the best fit's going to be. I've had people say, you know what, we should have a botanical garden over there with bike paths and walking paths. Other people, and they said, we could bring the trolley, extend it through that. These are just ideas that come up from people. A lot of it are pipe dreams, seriously. From that, somebody said we should have a zoo. Okay.
We already have one down at 625 52nd Street. What do we need another zoo for?
Yeah, but you know what, though? You've got to be more specific.
Okay, City Hall. How's that, Mickey?
Thank you very much. That I like.
What is it, room 202?
Yeah. Here's my
202 and 204.
Okay.
I'm going to give you my my expertise.
This is scary, but go ahead.
No,
everybody's entitled to an opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I had originally suggested we make it into Scotty's Country Club, and we were going to make it into a 9-hole golf course and do a trolley in a figure 8 through the place.
Well, you know what? You're making a joke.
Who says I'm making a joke?
No, I had some people say we should put a golf course in there, okay, with the botanical garden.
Okay, I can go with that.
But we have a fine golf course north of there.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Public Works.
Here we go.
Why then did we build a $28 million marina? Hang on.
That's Parks Department.
Oh, yeah. Why did we build a $28 million marina some years ago when we have a little small boat harbor less than a quarter mile away? Aha.
You know what? That little boat harbor is what you said.
Yeah.
Is exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this wouldn't be a big golf
Well, you got to
course.
take the draft of the boats, and that has a boat launch. You're not going to have somebody launch a 40-footer out of that.
I got some other ideas. I've got to take this call here. But I got some other great ideas because we're looking at a place for the Keno Drive-In Theater.
You are so scary with your ideas, but that's okay. We're all entitled.
You can put the Keno Theater over there, and then you're going to also have
I think you're suffering from a bout of mental instability over here, but that's okay. Temporary loss of insanity. But we'll listen to you.
Temporary loss of insanity.
That's okay.
Where does that come from? Do you dream of this stuff up on your own?
No.
Or do you think about this at night?
No.
Every Saturday between 10 and noon, a temporary loss of insanity.
Pete, can we take this?
I'm taking some good pills. Go ahead.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Morning, gentlemen. Butch, how you doing?
Hey, my buddy George. What's up, buddy?
sure.
You bet we're up. But you know what? I would like to talk about some 62 Pontiac Catalinas with a 389. That's what I'd like to talk about, but I know we ain't going to do that. Well, you talk to Scotty.
Hey,
George, I know you're a religious person. Can you help me out at Barter Manor tomorrow and roll that rock away from my front doorstep? Can you be there at dawn?
I can try. I always got one hand working.
Bring a stick of dynamite.
What good are you? One hand working?
There you go. That helps.
All right, George.
Well, I got a couple ideas for that property.
Okay, make it snappy.
One should be Barter Golf Course. The other half should be Casey Cemetery.
It was called Scotty's Country Club. What was your name?
Scotty's Country Club and Casey Cemetery.
Okay. Oh, Casey's. Okay. Well said, George. All right. Well, I got to move on here. Hey, have a good Easter, and I'll see you at dawn tomorrow.
You too, Butch.
You too, George. Happy Easter. You know,
I got another call here. It says, see, you start this conversation. I can't even I got to respond pretty quick here, but I'll take this call. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Morning, men.
Men. That's us. Who's this?
Well, Butch is there, so I know there's at least one man there.
So I will cross your name off the list to help me roll the rock away tomorrow then, right? You're not going to be much help to me, right?
I'm still willing to help.
The beer will be cold.
So you called in just to claim that you got firsthand knowledge that Giuliani here is a man?
Well, I can attest to that, but I actually called about that property, that vacant property.
Okay, what do you got? What's your brainstorm here?
I'd suggest we sell it to Pleasant Prairie, and those guys will have it cleaned up and developed within the next 2 years.
2 months? They don't mess around. Those guys know how to spell development. We got to go. We have to have all of these warm and fuzzy $100,000 salaries, and then we got to figure out what we got to do. Then if we don't like that, Pete, then we got to recall the Southport Beach House, and we can put the Southport Beach House on wheels and move that baby right over
I
there.
understand. By the way, we need yet another late coat of foam. Because we had a little rain this week, yeah. Oh. So we're going to have to get, well, don't worry, we'll get to it.
You guys are
Climb
terrible.
up there.
That's a good idea.
What about putting the Kenosha Drive-In Theater and put that over there along with the AMC Museum?
I'll bet you right now as we speak, there's 2 rotund men in Pleasant Prairie figuring out where they're going to put their outdoor theater.
Okay. Where do you think it's going to go? It's not, if I'm Steve Mills and I own this property, prime real estate, and I can't get the proper equipment, why would you want to keep this open? Yes, it's I guess an icon, but you're going to have to find it someplace else for it. If it was me.
That's an excuse. Steve's got enough money to have an entertainment system like that in his basement. So it's not an affordability factor for them.
Well, you can never have too much money.
Yeah, it's just that's a prime location. There's not a close grocery store except for the Pig, and there's money in housing, and so that's the end of the theater. But again, we got that big blighted area in the city to worry about, and I'm serious. Those clowns out there get that thing cleaned up and built in no time.
Calling the Pleasant Prairie people clowns is a little bit harsh. I mean, I can understand Summers, but maybe not Pleasant Prairie.
Okay, have a good day.
Hey, happy Easter, bud. Thanks for calling. Well, you know what? Here,
good point. Hey, let me take another call.
Go ahead, take that call.
I'd rather listen to the maybe somebody's got.
I would rather listen to the callers, and what's going on here.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. How are you? This is Cindy.
Okay, Cindy, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering, don't you think dawn is a little early to drink a Rolling Rock?
Oh, Cindy from Beyond the Arc.
Mm-hmm.
You must be playing for the Badgers. Cindy.
Somebody's got a camera on your house.
I was.
Somebody's got binoculars and a camera on your house.
I thought you told me you got rid of those.
I
pictures.
got trifocals. That's enough.
You got rid of those. I thought you got rid of those pictures, didn't you? Guess you didn't.
What pictures?
Of me with the Rolling Rock.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just wanted to add that you guys all have a happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you, too.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Right now, I'm 0 for 4. I can't get anybody to come over to Barter Manor. See, I got no respect. I got to read a sponsor here before we get too far gone here. Parrot, and this is what you've come up with? At least you didn't waste your time.
Heck no.
Donuts in here.
Yeah, Ron and I have
bathrooms
been,
are
we've
clean?
polished off the munchkins over here.
Where's the donuts?
The break room on the table.
Yeah, if you get here a little
down the
early.
hall.
You send me home from my headphones.
You called me
You did it purposely so I wouldn't get no donuts.
There's more donuts. There's just not any munchkin. There's like one left. And
We
one of
have
us is gonna eat it.
We have a break coming up at 11 o'clock because this is being recorded for training purposes, right, Pete? So 11 o'clock, some of your colleagues that record this will let them
turn tape over.
Yeah.
Why do you say to my colleagues? Why do you do that? Why do you put that word out there like that?
Well, they're all aldermen, right? Alder persons. So I would assume.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, jeez.
I got you.
No.
Be careful what you say, and who you say it about.
Okay.
You came to the wrong place.
Yeah. This is not this camp happy face. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today. Hello.
Scott.
Yes.
Hey, Scott, I'm glad I get to talk to you for a second before you're live with me, or if you will go live with me. This is John Oldham. How are you, man?
You're live on the air, so you know.
Well,
we don't
I'm live
take,
on the air.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't take people out there.
Let's go ahead.
Now, here's my question.
Okay.
The gentleman that just called in a couple minutes ago, I'd like to know where he gets his information about who it would be doing the digital upgrade at the Keno Drive-In, because here's the fact. I'm in this waist high.
Okay.
The fact is that Jeff Colbert, the gentleman that leased the drive-in for the last several years, has stated that he would pay for this $75,000 to $80,000 upgrade on the digital, and everybody's like, poor, well, Steve isn't going to invest this money. Well, it's not all about what Steve's got to invest. Yeah. It's like everybody's saying that he's got to do the whole thing when it's not the truth.
Okay.
The truth really needs to come out.
Well, they're having a meeting Thursday, right, out at Pleasant Prairie?
April 13th.
Oh, okay, in a couple of weeks, and they're going to try to talk about what somebody's planning to do with this parcel, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's several of us that will be there for that.
Okay.
And
Well,
if you don't mind, I would like to ask a favor from you.
Sure, go ahead.
Next Saturday, we're having a little rally over there, whether we're on the corner away from the drive-in or right on the actual corner, and we would like all the supporters to be there.
Okay. At what time are you starting?
11 o'clock, and we're going to go till we're tired. Dr. Destruction will be there. I'm hoping Lou from 10:50 a.m. will be there. Great supporters. Keith Rosenberg from the District 9 Alderman of Kenosha is going to be there.
Let me ask you this, John. How successful do you think, and I applaud you for your efforts, I really do.
Okay. And
how successful do you think y'all are going to be to take a private businessman who's been and turn this around? You think you can pull it off?
Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
Let me make one other comment before we get to right into that. Steve made a comment that was put in one of the newspapers that said this is what was best for him and his family, and that we were hurting his property. No, we're not hurting his property. We're just bringing the people up to par so they know what he's doing. So anything that he suffers, we want him to be the town home hero now and keep our drive-in.
Okay, suppose he made a concession. I'm just bringing this hypothetical.
Yes, sir.
That because they're looking for things to do and put in over at the Chrysler site. What if he said, okay, let me do my development, whatever I'm going to do, whether it's going to be a Walmart or a housing project, and I'll help back and move this to the Chrysler site. You get a little bit more room, and maybe you can even enhance it a little bit better. Like I said, I don't have any knowledge. I just said that off the top of my head. Thoughts?
Well, Scott, here's my thought on that.
Okay.
He has not offered that in any way or form for it to even come up for discussion.
Okay.
Would we appreciate Steve Mills' help? Yes, we would. We want to keep our drive-in. We do not hate Steve Mills. He's a human being just like everybody else.
Okay.
He's a businessman. We respect him. I understand what he's trying to do. But the bottom line is all of my supporters from my group, we want our drive-in to stay there.
Okay,
he may own it, but it's our drive-in. We love to be there.
Like I said, but what if he came up with a compromise saying, you can have your Keno drive-in, we'll call it the same thing, but we may have to put it in a different place.
I think everybody would be open to that.
Okay, well, see, we're starting
I really do.
The dialogue
I wish Steve
already.
would come through. I've heard time and time again how Steve has, done so much for the city, everything like that. Here's a chance for him to do what he wants to do, and also be a hometown hero. We want to drive them.
You know what? The more I'm thinking about this, if they could take a lot of the same fencing and the signage and things, and make a bigger and even better, maybe even make a dual-sided drive-in on that property, just a thought, and maybe some dialogue could come forward somewhere down the road that maybe Mr. Mills would be receptive to doing something like. So,
Understand.
Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Hey, buddy. Scott, thank you. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.
I got to read a sponsor. Tuned in. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your dial. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. Filling in for the big dog, little Stevie Casey, the master of the 4-ounce filet. Patrick Giuliani blesses our presence this morning. What is the sign language you're doing?
What? Hey! Little rock and roll.
See, I understand when he signals me.
Moving down the road.
Some reason you could point and I'll never get it, Scott. But
all right, that's my man.
Well, what is this nonsense coming from?
This is his theme.
Oh, from the
we have aldermen on this show. Most of them, with a few possible exceptions, have a theme song, and this is his.
Hey, you know what? There was an article in the paper, as long as you're talking about... Kill him. Makes my hair hurt.
You want to go for a ride?
We had there was an article in the paper.
One way.
They called the guy when the former alderman filed an ethics complaint against
me.
Silver. No. That guy.
Oh.
He filed ethics complaint against because he didn't get the job out at
Twin Lakes.
And the Twin Lakes guy was in the paper.
Need other help?
Called him a nut job. So now that wasn't my man. I was just reading it out.
That was the facts of the case.
So now, come to find out, on Channel 14 Access, starting I think it's next week, we have our new show that's going to air called Nut in the Family. You got this?
I got the theme. You ready for this?
The theme to Nut in the Family. Only on Access Television.
Edith, bring me a beer.
See? Just because you file an ethics complaint.
Oh, the audience loves it. Listen to this. Yeah, woo.
I got to read a sponsor real quick.
You better do something.
House of Guerra of saving the Keno drive-in, and if it's going to be a foregone conclusion that it's not going to happen in Pleasant Prairie, maybe Mr. Mills and the supporters could come to some compromise. And I still think that they could make a two back-to-back theater called the Keno Drive-In and put it right there in 30th and 60th and 52nd Street. The only problem I might have, Pete, because of the contamination of that,
I would think that the residents of the district might want to know how bright that theater is going to be in the middle of their evenings and late nights.
Yeah. When you turn around and you look, when you turn around and you look at a lot of the investments that go into the city, I mean, it's so in depth, and just like this property out there, it's within Pleasant Prairie.
Yeah.
What are the property taxes today versus what the development's going to bring in? I mean, I'm not anti-theater. I like it. Okay.
Is that why you subscribe to all those 1-900 numbers?
Wrong kind of theater. Uh-oh.
No. Thank you. Another beat. Boop, boop. All right.
Sorry.
That was uncalled for.
I got carried away in the moment.
What I do in my private time is my business.
I got kind of caught
You got a
up in the
dumb
moment.
button. I'm going to get started now. No, seriously. It's good. And they draw a lot of people.
Sure.
When they have it. But you're looking at probably, $70,000 to $100,000 for the guy to update everything? How long?
Forget updating. Start anew.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Start anew.
Yeah.
For the guy that had the lease, for him to stay in there, you're talking, $70,000 to $100,000. Now, he enters into a lease. How long does that lease have to be for this guy to not only recover his investment, but turn a profit?
Oh, my God.
Then you have to look.
The city, your colleagues down there, we're going to give the people at the Heritage House a 20-year lease for $20-some million.
But wait a minute. There's
money's money.
Yeah, but there's other things involved in that. Okay. And you're winking at him because you're trying to get me fired up.
I'm winking at him because he's cuter than you.
Well,
I'm flattered, Scotty, but
it don't take much to beat that.
You're not in my age range.
If you go to, what did he say?
Scotty likes them young.
What did he say?
I don't like them silver-haired. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're the silver fox business. I've heard that. But let's suppose the city owns the land with a Chrysler. Give them a land lease. We've done this before for $1 for so many years, and they bring the investment, and then they will bring a nice venue, and then combined it with the AMC Museum.
The AMC Museum, I think, would be a good fit over there. But, Scotty, you got to understand something. I mean, when you look at developments and you look at the current structure, you have to take everything into consideration. I mean, shared revenue comes into play because of our tax base. We've expanded the city, and a lot of the expansion, a lot of the development that went within the city were based in part, not the whole thing, on shared revenue. Our shared revenue from the Fed side has dropped. Our state has dropped, and they're forecasting another drop in that. So when developments come in, you have to look at what the contribution financially is going to be back into any municipality. And I understand that. But you know what? One caller was kind of alluding to a negative side of Mr. Mills. Knowing Mr. Mills, him, his son, his company, believe me, they're not out there to hurt anybody. But wait a minute. Still, even like the guy from the drive-in, everybody goes in for profit. And profit's not a dirty word. But nobody wants to lose anything. And a lot of people are creatures of habit. Do I want to see that gone? Absolutely not. If there's a way for it to be saved, let's look at it. And let's see if Pleasant Prairie can work something out with the owner of the property and with the former
I'm voting for putting it in the Chrysler site. And
that's good. And you know what? I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to put that on because, like I said, I had people that wanted to have the botanical garden. I had people wanted a zoo. You want to have the Chrysler Museum with the theater. I'll bring all that forward, and I don't have a problem doing that. But understand something: what we bring forward, everything is a pipe dream. Me personally, Scott, because you did ask me what my personal thoughts were on it.
I don't recall doing that.
I'll give you a little scenario. I was down at the boathouse about 4:00 on a Saturday afternoon.
Ooh, were you talking to me?
I was there.
Okay, can we just cut this off and
let's take this call. We're going to cut it off.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, fine. Who are we talking to?
Dan Madrigrano.
Okay, Dan, go ahead.
You knew I'd call in as soon as you said the Elks Club, right?
Oh, Danny, my buddy.
Oh, yeah, we had this discussion. Yeah, well, same thing. These guys...
Same thing, $20 million. There's no payback ever. Never, ever, ever,
right.
never.
See? But somebody's willing to do that. But what do you think of the idea, the concept?
I think that every single city official that supports the city spending $2.5 million to help that project should be voted out.
There you go. See?
Out.
And so...
Don't hold back, Danny.
Fired.
No. Are you talking about the trolley? You're talking about the... they were going to give them $2.5 million for the Heritage House, right?
Yes, the city is going to plunk that money in because the EB5 Chinese money fell through.
So do you think on this project from the that's going to entail the Chrysler site, people are going to have to start thinking outside the box? And Pipe says, Pipe. Pipe, what's your first name again?
Piper.
Piper.
Boy, that's a lot of property right in the middle of the city that could just be a gorgeous project.
Well, yeah, but it's got to start someplace. And you can.
Wouldn't it be a good place for a casino?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Put that on.
Is that Patrick saying yes?
Yes.
He's dozing off.
Danny, yes. Danny, I have to doze off. I mean, this is not really exciting.
We have to think outside the box. And everything, there is no limitations. You're only limited by your inability to do whatever you think you can do. So.
Yeah, but do we know what's in the ground there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem there. If the screen melts. It might be a contamination.
Be a great effect in that movie, though.
Yeah.
All the cars that park there, Danny, if their tires degrade while they're watching the movie, you know you got a pollution problem.
First show on the dock, it's Armageddon.
For sure.
Hey, did you hear that? First show on the dock, it's Armageddon.
They used to paint all the cars down by the lake.
Oh, they painted them over there too, Dan.
They painted them on the big site too?
Yes, they did.
Oh, I thought the big paint plant was downtown.
No, they had the paint shop up there too, Danny.
Oh.
See, you learned something here. This is
I always learn something from Pat because he's the greatest.
What about me?
Well,
I was thinking of homeschooling you.
You hang around with Casey. Come on.
Oh. Well, you got a good point there. All right, Dan.
All right,
thanks,
boys.
God bless Danny. Happy Easter.
You too, Pat.
I got to read this call. Leap to go at 4:00. What was we having a discussion on something?
I don't want to go there because the people are going to know that what your mental condition was. And your
4:00 in the afternoon?
Your state, yeah.
I was having some popcorn.
What?
I was having some popcorn.
What the hell they do? What they use? what do they call it? Long Island iced tea mix to fry the corn?
Doesn't everybody use a stir stick with their popcorn? I thought everybody did that.
No, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
My idea, and it's a pipe dream, would be to have a visitor and convention center there with supporting hotels, okay, and a water park, something like that. Because here, between Milwaukee and Chicago, and over the years, Scott, as you know, I went down to Chicago, Rosemont Horizon, and some of the other convention centers down there, for classes. Up to Milwaukee, remember the Midwest Center that's up downtown Milwaukee there?
Yeah.
Right off of Wisconsin? And every weekend there's a venue, and they're jammed. We're right dead center. Now, the people from Kenosha, when they want to go to like a water park or something like that, where do they go? Six Flags, they go to Wisconsin Dells. This would be a draw. And the other thing that I like about having convention centers, okay, with supporting hotels, and call it a wow factor, like an amusement thing, like a water park, something of that nature. Here, it's going to bring people east of the I.
Okay, that brings me up to a good question, Mr. Public Works.
Well, listen to me, because the access egress is perfect. We have enough land over there. And over the years, we have actually forgot about the city proper. Everything east of the I has been built, has been left go, pretty much. You take 39th Avenue, that's really where it starts, and it gets worse going east. It's going to bring traffic back in. It's going to assist in the other businesses. And we get that going, you're going to have money people coming into the area. That's going to assist in cleaning up a lot of the surrounding areas. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Nolan, let me ask you a question. You just said all this traffic. What is the street or the road or the highway that's going to bring all these people in? 52nd Street's packed as it is. So what's the next? Are we going to do a tram or something? Because you're going to have to do something with 52nd Street.
I like the tram idea, actually.
Tram idea is good. Why don't we turn around and put a subway in underground? Scott, you know what? You're great. What if? You know what I'm saying? Highway 50 coming in. County K coming in. 158 coming in. You know what? And, it's not like American Motors when they had 16,000 employees, when they would let out at every shift. Boom, you get bombarded.
But you're describing something that's going to bring that kind of people downtown.
You're not going to have that many cars on the road at any one given time. Are you going to increase the amount of traffic coming in on 50 and 60? And, yeah,
you're going to
absolutely.
52nd Street's going to have to be either widened, or you're going to have to put a barrier down and eliminate the left-hand turns except for the main thoroughfares. Otherwise, you had a nightmare right now.
I'm going to get you a job as a traffic engineer. You bring up some very, very good points.
I never thought I would hear Scott Barter and engineer in the same sentence. Unless it was a new drink.
Listen, I got I got 10 fingers and 10 toes. Do I got to count them higher than that?
There's so many things out there, so many ideas. That's just my personal idea. And it is a pipe dream. But you're going to have probably 3 to 5 years, all right, to get people to come in, to get people to look at the area and see, what they can do with it. Because anybody that's going to come in over there is going to come in there for one thing, like I said, profit. And profit's not a dirty word. So we have the time. Let's get in ahead of the curve. Let's become proactive. Get everybody's ideas down. Let's get it presented and move on.
Amen.
Amen. Okay.
Don't you have?
We're done.
We're done. All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, why can't they, on the Chrysler property,
Go ahead.
why can't they just seal all that concrete in there, bring in loads of clay and everything, and turn it into a big skateboard park or BMX bicycle? You're going to have everybody from Milwaukee to Chicago here.
That's a good idea. I will write that one down, too.
Because you figure how big is skateboards and BMX bikes and everything else, you're going to get them from all over here. You can hold a big...
How is the skateboard park doing? Where it's on Anderson Park, isn't it?
Yes.
How is that doing?
That I don't know.
There's one by Washington.
They spent
Washington Bowl too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They spent.
You could put in a big half pipe in there. You could have all kinds of stuff in there.
It's a good
idea.
idea.
They come from all over to this thing.
Should Juliana write this down? I'll write it down for him. That's a good idea.
No, it is.
But what are we gonna do with 52nd Street? We got to enlarge that, don't you think? I mean, if we're going to bring all these people on there?
Yeah, so you just leave all the concrete there. You find a way to seal it. This way everything is underground. They don't have to spend all this money and all this stuff.
No, I understand that part. But how are we going to get people from the I down here. 52nd Street seems to be the logical traveling to and from.
I got an idea.
You're going to have to
Helicopters from the airport.
You're going to have to widen it.
Oh, geez, I wish that said that. That's exactly right. Or, at the meantime, they should at least put a barrier down the middle and eliminate left-hand turns. Because if you're driving either way, east or west on 52nd Street right now, when there's in the rush hour or in the morning, and somebody makes a left-hand turn, you're backed up 15 cars.
Right.
So that might not be a thing that people are going to be adapted, but you're going to have to keep the traffic flowing until they get enough time and money to widen it. But that's a good point.
You killed.
Yeah, but you can come in on 142 or whatever too. Come right straight down 30th.
Okay, somebody's going to have to operate that one.
Oh man, unbelievable.
You got a good point. I'm with you. I'm with this guy here.
You know, Scotty, you just killed the whole project because no matter what they do, they're going to draw people. You just killed the whole project. Don't do nothing.
I think he's optimistic that anything would draw people, frankly. Not to be that guy, but...
You got anything else you want to suggest?
You're going to draw all kinds of people if you put a gigantic skateboard park there, half pipe, everything else.
Okay, good point.
And you're going to get half of these kids off of the street.
Well,
they're put a concession stand in there, have it,
I'm gonna.
Okay, it sounds like a great plan. I'm all for it.
Get the duct tape.
All right. I think this guy's. Everybody's got good ideas.
And like I said, it's something that's got to be looked at. It's something that is good. Okay, I will bring that up. Here, I had a couple of people call up saying we should put a racetrack in there
for cars.
No.
Well, we have bicycle tracks.
No.
We're going to put another dog track. That worked out well.
Yeah, we're going to put a dog track in there.
Well, you know what? Didn't they just have problems with a?
We're going to put a dog track in there.
Car racing track that the sound was too loud.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got great ideas.
Yeah,
there's a problem with all of them, and they all have George
Washington.
Washington.
Look, the lines are lighting up.
Them.
Let me handle this.
Well, the development of that property is dead. It's done.
Oh, come on.
It's all done, Scott.
Good morning. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I have a comment about the Keno Drive-In.
Go ahead.
I just think it needs to be saved, and if the guy that owns it can fix everything up, it's kind of a fun family thing to do. So, why do we need another Walmart there? We don't need another Walmart.
Okay, now, all right, I just want to throw something up. We've been talking to some previous callers. Suppose he's a businessman, which he is, and he wants to use this for something else. And he wants to save the Keno, but it maybe not in that location and start anew someplace else, whether it be in Pleasant Prairie or someplace else.
Yeah.
Would you be receptive to that?
I think so, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
See, I'm 2 for 2 already. Not with you.
No, you're 0-4 for me. I'm ahead of the game.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hey, guys. This is Rick from Kenosha.
Okay,
Hi,
go ahead, Rick.
Patrick, what you were saying, actually, Patrick, before I go any farther, the people that you sold your business to, top notch. Just wanted to throw that out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it worked out well for everybody, I think. The drive-in, it really just comes down to dollars and cents. If the property owners can sell that to Walmart, Costco, whatever, they're it's gonna be in the millions. So they're gonna take that. I don't know how much money that drive-in actually brought in, but if it only brought in $50,000 or $100,000, whatever it is, it's just a matter of money. And so I think when you talk about the Chrysler property, you said a while back, Patrick, an auto museum on some part of that property.
I said that. Thank you. Thank you.
Whoever it was. You got AMC, Jeffrey, Nash, just everything that was, near that property.
Yes.
I think it'd just be a perfect fit. We hear ads for that Volo Auto Museum all the time.
Yep.
And I've never been there, but it would seem like, like an AMC-based museum or anything that's been. I think it'd be awesome just for part of that property. Then you'd still have enough room for a water park, maybe a small hotel. I don't know about that. The water park for people, coming through. Yeah, you have to go down 52nd Street, but it's all doable. And then, like right now, one of the hottest things that's going on is indoor electric go-karts.
Sure.
You might even have room for that, or an outdoor go-kart. Some amusement-based. But think about that everything would almost be like an auto-based theme for that property, and how fitting would that be?
I was in full agreement with Scott, about the auto museum.
What part of this?
But I did say,
what did that happen?
But I did. It was on the show. You want to play the tape back?
No.
Anyway,
tomorrow at noon.
we got to go. We got other callers. But just to address what you're saying, That's the wow factor, the thing with the go-karts, the thing with the water park, the convention center.
Okay.
So, like I say, I want to thank you for the call. We got some more callers, and you have a happy Easter.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
The best idea for that big piece of land, somebody wrote in the paper. How about a blimp port?
A what?
A blimp port.
A blimp port.
What is
from Goodyear?
Oh, the
You could
blimp.
cover the whole Midwest.
But what happens if something happens like it did down in New Jersey back in the 30s?
Oh, geez.
They don't fill them with that flammable gas anymore.
Oh, there you go.
See?
The only flammable gas we have is at the mic.
Just think of the helium distributorships that will come into the city.
Just think of the tourists.
There you go. See?
It could go from here to Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota, cover the whole Midwest sporting events.
And we'll also have to widen 52nd Street, right?
No, it comes in by air.
Oh, by air.
Thank you very much, Scotty.
What's wrong with that idea?
Nothing. I
Good
think that's
idea.
a great idea.
You know, I should have bought my pad in.
We're spending $100,000 for this dopey land institute.
That's
And we
actually
got
one
it
of the best
right
ideas
here.
I've heard so
There's
far.
plenty of cement there for it to land already, so
it's okay.
Let's clean up.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
We got another call?
A blimp.
We do.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. At Chrysler property.
Yes, sir.
Have the cement there to seal it up and put the Keno Drive in there.
We talked about that.
That was somebody here.
Scott Barter.
Yours truly suggested that.
Well, it's a good idea.
Yeah, see? I'm full of
See,
it.
and if that don't work, then I want to see the auto museum in there.
You can put them both in there.
I'm in.
You can
I'm
put
in
them
for
both
that.
in there.
I'm in for that.
Yeah.
They should have left up one of them big old long buildings to put them in, or two of them.
Yeah, well.
Why didn't somebody think of that in the beginning?
Yeah, Pat.
Mr.
Public Works.
I think part of the deal was they all had to come down, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Alderman Juliana.
Yes.
I think that was part of the.
You
part of
were
the
here
deal.
when I had the auto show, and we talked about that.
Yes.
That was part of the deal. They had to come down.
I think
because
it
of
was
the deal.
something to do with the federal funding or something.
You betcha.
So,
Well, we've got
sadly,
well, in that case, let's get that.
No, we could have kept them, Scotty, but we had to pay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, in that case, I still think you should put the Keno Drive-In up.
There you go.
Good idea.
And call it the Family Drive-In.
I was going to
Don't
call
show
it
those
Barter's
dirty
Home.
movies.
Oh, Scotty's Playground.
Yeah, forget the Country Club. I'm moving uptown now. All right, thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
See, you know what? This isn't so far-fetched. You guys pay $100,000 for the Urban Land Institute.
I shouldn't have said that.
What? Nobody's paying attention anyway.
Scotty's Playground on 60th.
Don't worry, it would
and
just be the
30th.
banner headline before the next election, like they did with the school board thing this week.
What was that?
I'm giving away my material for Monday.
Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
okay.
don't do that.
Yeah.
You'll ruin a good show.
But all of these things in their property, you know, the what you call it, man, if they put in the Keno Theater over there, they wouldn't even have to have a cleanup. They could just, like they said, seal up the cement. They don't have to take the cement out. We're going to be, we got a break, huh, Pete?
About 20 seconds,
Okay,
yeah.
well, let me read this. Welcome to Sunnyside Club, located at... Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP, AM 1050 on your radio dial. Being brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today Trolley Barn this morning, taking serious journalism to an all-time high, reporting local stories, state stories spanning the globe. The little dog, Patrick Giuliani, blesses our presence this morning, filling in for Steve Casey, who was away on assignment.
Yeah,
Also,
he's spamming the globe.
the always lovable Captain Ronnie Mothersbach, and the ever-alert, fully command Pistol Pete Surgeons with us.
Pistol Peter.
Damn conspiracy!
Did we play all our disclaimers? I mean, did we have to?
yeah,
Because I don't want to get in trouble on
I
Easter
understand.
weekend.
Yeah,
because,
especially with your Rolling Rock jokes.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Not going to hell for you, Scott Barter.
And I'm not tagging along. Let's make that clear.
I thought this was a group effort here. So I asked earlier if you guys were going to come over tomorrow morning at dawn to help me roll the rock away from the door at Barter Manor.
I'll come over with a Rolling Rock beer and sit on the bumper.
yeah,
You know what?
Cindy called in and
I
said-
literally have taken 25 calls off the air for people who want to push the stone closer to your door. I don't know why that,
I'm just
why
a
that
little.
is.
I'm just
Number
a little
one.
Number one in line.
Number
over
one in
here.
line.
All right, let me try this again. Written in our home office on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery this morning's Top 10 category. The Top 10 signs the Easter Bunny lives here in Kenosha. Number 10. He replaced the roof at the Southport Beach House using super glue and a pile of artificial grass.
Oh, that's low.
It's the Easter Bunny. Number 9. Anti-fur rallies being held without a permit. Talk about terrorism. Number 8. Looks a lot like the possum lying on 52nd Street in front of City Hall. That's on our Kenosha Today Facebook page. That was our contribution to the city's new logo. Number 7. Governor Walker canceled his Easter egg hunt at our new casino. What a surprise that was. Number 6. Apparently serving as legal advisor to the Summers Town Board. Number 5. Signatures to recall furry rodents now totals over 6,000. Number 4. 70,000 midget rabbits seen trying to multiply on the trolley. Number 3. He replaced 2 broken extra-wide toilet seats at Casey Estates. Number 2. He hosts his own TV show on cable access called Free Tale Today.
And it's a family show.
The number 1 sign the Easter Bunny lives here in Kenosha. For those that missed it on April Fool's Day, Aldermans Ruffalo and Bagdala awarded the city's highest honor for their performance attendance at committee meetings. Woo! From the Easter Bunny.
No comment on him, top 10. But, folks,
that's
seriously,
why he wanted the other disclaimer.
We are taking donations to buy Casey, and I've seen it, a stainless steel toilet with a magnesium seat. Casey's been going through a lot of toilets and toilet seats. So, folks.
Apparently
he's got two of them that he broke in the last week. And so we had a call in. It was the extra wide.
Big John.
Big John.
Big John. With unbreakable hinges.
Yeah, and you can get them, what are they, Pete, about $1,200 bucks, and they come in on a flatbed?
Yeah, they have, you can choose from the 1 wide to the 7 wide.
Every morning at the toilet, you could see him arrive. He weighed 6'6" and weighed 345.
Big John.
Big Casey. Oh, Big John.
We were talking earlier about... we had a good number of calls about how we're going to save the Keno Theater, and we still want to talk about that a little bit. I mean, if you have a suggestion, because it might be you talked about that's Pleasant Prairie's problem. I don't know if it's Pleasant Prairie's problem only with the land, but the theater is really Kenosha's. The citizens of all of Kenosha, Summers and Pleasant Prairie, want to save the theater. And if you think about if a building goes up, such as a Walmart, on that corner, the tax base that would add to Pleasant Prairie might offset something if Mr. Mills decides to maybe come to some compromise and build a new theater over at the Chrysler site, and maybe give them a land lease. You know, Kenosha has given land lease to the yacht club for years. For 100 years.
It's not even the Chrysler site. I mean, there's other sites, throughout the city, even within the county, that might be suitable. But the thing is, we're discussing something, first and foremost, and like I said off the air, it's Pleasant Prairie and it's Mr. Mills. And Mr. Mills, his whole organization over the years, I've dealt with them. And I'll tell you what, they're fair people. They will listen. But people have to understand, just like Pistol Pete over there stated, okay, when people invest, they invest for what, Pete?
Profit.
Okay. And I said profit's not a dirty word.
No.
But when you turn around and you look at something with a historical nature, okay, it's a Kenosha icon. I mean, I felt bad when Mid-City Theater.
Did you cry?
I almost did. This is
probably your girlfriend that you cried with. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, this is Pat.
Okay, Pat, go ahead.
About the Chrysler property.
Sure, go ahead.
I noticed in the paper last week, one of the Chicago papers, that one of the foreign cars, I think it was Volvo,
yes,
in the last couple of years, they've been doing really well, and they were talking about building a plant in the U.S.
Yes.
Now, it wouldn't take $100,000 to have somebody look that up and give us an idea, but just a phone call might help.
That's a good point. What do we need to spend $100,000 for?
Well, I'll give you the $100,000, I'll call them.
Keep the change.
No, because I'll do it for $50. No, dollars. Yeah.
That's a good point, though.
But it's got the big parcel, they could do it. They got the people that can do the work around here.
There you go.
Plus, they have other properties, too. I don't know about who owns the dog track or anything like that, but they could have 2 or 3 parcels in the area.
Well, the city owns the dog track still, I think, right?
Well, then they could use that, too, for part of it.
It's within the city.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
It's worth a phone call anyway.
We're writing it down here. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
How you doing?
Good. Who's this?
Hey, Pat from Kenosha.
Okay, another Pat. Go ahead.
Just calling to chime in about the theater and
okay,
just some questions I have, wondering,
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, is that area even zoned to develop, or are they changing the zoning so they can develop there? Is that what's on the table?
They would have
at
to
the site?
at the where it is the theater is now.
Right.
It's zoned something commercial, but if they're going to build...
you would have to go to residential.
Well, yeah, it'll be commercial.
Well, it's commercial residential.
Yeah.
There
would have to be a zoning change.
There would have to be a zoning change, because I know like the village keeps saying, well, it's not in our hands. We can't tell the guy what to do with his land, but it kind of is in their hands because they would have to take the steps to rezone that property.
You're absolutely correct, and I think that's what this meeting is coming up on.
So it's like I kind of wish they'd stop passing the buck, like it's not on them, like they're kind of washing their hands like Pontius Pilate, whereas it kind of is in their court.
Passing the buck. That's passing the buck is the government's way. What do you think you're living?
Pilate, that's my bit. What are they doing? Hey, wait a minute.
You don't expect these people to stand up and take responsibility, do you?
And then, well, exactly not. I mean, but and then another curiosity I have, we had a nice Walmart on 52nd Street. Now we have a big hole in our city. I'm wondering how much tax revenue that provides our city right now. That big empty spot.
We're talking about the Chrysler site.
Street.
No,
I'm talking about 52nd, where there used to be a Walmart once upon a time.
Oh,
but now
yes.
It's a big empty hole.
Yeah, well, somebody's paying taxes on that building.
Yeah,
Walmart does not own that building.
The owner of the property. Walmart never owned that.
Right.
They had that on a lease.
Yeah,
they had that on a lease, and then we have 3 strip malls I can think of in Kenosha that have empty holes in them. I mean, we're building new development, and we're not even filling up the strip malls that exist.
That's a good point.
I mean, it seems. I don't know. And also, has anybody polled the citizens around there? I know when I bought my house, I looked into what kind of zoning it had. I made sure I didn't want a bunch of commerce around where I was moving to. Has anybody even polled?
Well, let's take the Keno site, and let's say they're going to have a rezoning, and it's be the same as Kenosha.
Sure.
If they're going to rezone something, I think it's so many people within a radius of that get a letter and announcing this, and they get their chance to weigh in on this.
To weigh in on it,
Yeah.
But I mean, because it seems like I know I did not buy a house in Pleasant Prairie, but I really 95% of the houses I looked at when I was house shopping was in Pleasant Prairie. For the reason is there is not all that commerce. It is out in the county. It is different than living in the city. Now, I got more house than I could have afforded out there where I ended up buying my house. However, I'm just saying a lot of people out there might have taken that into consideration when moving there. They might not appreciate all this land being developed for that, especially when I know they built that land out where the J.C. Penney and all that is. I'm not even certain that brand new strip mall is even full yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's...
That one in Pleasant Prairie is. Now, if you go over to the old 100%?
100%?
Yeah, but if you go to the other one in Southport, there's a lot of those places moved from there to the new one in Pleasant Prairie.
And that's just it. And it seems like it's like this. They keep developing, and then the other malls are dying off, and then the second they want to move, the stores as soon as their lease is up. Well, this mall's dying, that mall's flourishing. I'm going to up and move, and we have all these holes throughout our city, and that's just not a good thing. We're not just going to keep developing so that we can close down a mall and move again. 10, 15 years down the road.
Except that development is a business in and of itself. And so that's why they keep developing.
Right, I get it. I mean, but it's not. It's very short-sighted. I mean, it's really good for the people investing the money at the time. It's not really good for the community stuck with the big empty Walmart in the middle of our city for how many years?
Pat's got a comment.
And everything that you said, I'm in total agreement with. And you have to understand something. The more we concentrate on the western end, on the developments, the more and more problems we're going to have east of there. And I said it earlier on the show, we've pretty much neglected the business sectors east of, I would say, the interstate, but more so from 39th Avenue east. We've driven everybody west. And them developments that we have out west, a lot of that was created when Bristol had it, along the I. I mean, they just went out there and they just put up building after building after building with no plan. I mean, look at the traffic mess you have out there. Look what the DOT's doing out there for the roads, for the access, for the egress. It's a mess. We need to take and start in Keno, Chrysler property, some of the other areas within the city. We need to start developing things over there that are going to draw people back into this area. And until that happens, we're going to keep facing the problems that you brought up. And I want to thank you for the call because you touched on a lot of important problems that we are facing.
I just wanted to touch on one more thing.
Okay, real quick.
We're starting to turn into a society where we're very distrusting of people. We're very, we look at our neighbors kind of apprehensively, and we're not as friendly as we used to be. When I was a kid, we had block parties where we got permits to block off the road, and
Yeah.
I went down the street and I was acting up. My neighbors' parents would scold me. I mean, everybody knew each other, and that's just not how we live anymore. And it's because we're losing places like the drive-in, where it's a community, a family bonding of citizens, and
Good point.
We keep getting rid of all these places. We keep wondering why society is the way it is. We keep wondering what's happening to the family. Where are the parents when the kids are acting out? And we keep taking away. There's not very many places where low-income families can go and meet and gather and go do something nice. Not everybody can afford to go to the Recplex or all these new places that they're building.
Well, if you
we need places like the Keno Drive-In to help support the family and community lifestyle that's slipping away from us.
Well, with good people like you calling in and giving all these wonderful suggestions, we'll pass them on, and hopefully they won't fall on deaf ears. So appreciate your call.
Thank you for a platform.
Okay,
Happy Easter.
I got to read a couple sponsors.
Well, you're getting tired.
I'm an old guy. What's your point? We were talking about trying to think outside the box and being creative. And Steve Lund, the editor of the Kenosha News, had a good opinion page the other day when he says, if we could take and make popular a Civil War museum when the closest battle, and spend $15 million on the Civil War museum, by the way, and when the closest battle was 1,000 miles away, we can certainly come up with a way to save the Keno Theater or move it, and everybody goes home a winner and save our community. And this last caller had a great comment about trying to keep community and low-income things, or not where you have to spend, a couple $100 to go out on the weekend.
No, that was a very, very nice caller. Very informative. He had some very, very good comments, a good idea.
When you realize he called the wrong number.
Oh, call the wrong people.
You have this big public meeting coming up on Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club.
April 9th, folks.
That's, April 9th, Thursday. And 7th District. Everybody can come in. What did I say? April 9th, fine.
Well, it's specific to the 2nd, the 3rd, the 5th.
Yeah.
Or no,
well, come in
the 6th, the 7th.
It affects
the 10th and the
all
11th.
Of Kenosha.
But anybody that wants to show up, show up.
Well, I hope they show up and give you an earful. But I think you're also going to have to keep in mind all of this stuff is going to affect 52nd Street. I'm still.
Will you cut it out?
No, be realistic.
Anything you do is going to draw. If we put Barter's golf course there, it's going to draw.
That won't draw.
That won't draw nothing except for me.
Oh my God!
Hey,
if we put in Casey's playground, that's going to draw
that
traffic.
Will draw.
Yeah,
that will draw.
If you have a comment on how we can save,
you just won't have a license to build on.
The Keno.
Oh, we'll get him a license.
Give us a call 262-694-1050. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Use that term loosely.
Yes. Okay.
Very, very good discussion today.
Very okay. What's your comment?
Well, a couple things. As far as the Kenosha Drive-In, some way, some shape, some form, I hope that it stays. It's something that I'm from Racine, and my wife and I try to get there 2-3 times in the summer, and it's it's a bit of Americana that's getting lost. That I feel bad for the younger generation if they lose it, because it's something that everybody should experience and have that opportunity to do that.
You're right saying in a piece of Americana. We don't have a lot of that stuff left anymore. Americana, we got Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Talk about Americana and some other ones, but we don't have a whole lot left.
Got Maywood and Arlington.
And yeah, dog track. So, but if we can, it can save the Keno Theater. It may not be in that spot, but if we can work together and everybody would concur that let's save it, maybe come away with a bigger and better theater than we got now.
Well, but the problem with that, I've heard a lot of that talk today.
Okay.
The problem with that is once it's gone, it's gone. The chances of it coming back are. I mean, everybody says that. Oh yeah, we'll build it somewhere else. Well, it probably is not going to happen. I mean, I think everybody has to understand that.
All right.
Well, from the perspective of the current owners, I think if we all put ourselves in that in their shoes, they would do the same thing. They'd probably sell it if somebody waved a bunch of money in front of their face.
You're right. Okay.
I don't know. One other thing too, I guess I just want to comment on is I think all the city council members should be in the 4th of July parade.
Why?
Why? Why not?
Well, first of
They
all,
represent the city. I think it could be a lot of fun too, don't you?
well, it would be. You know what? If we ever bring back the horses and the elephants, we got a job for Giuliani here now to do. Walk behind him with a pan.
Oh my God!
He wouldn't be my first choice.
I think it would be good. You could have them all in classic cars, or
Well, I was in there last year with my classic car.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I was in there the year before, but I was in a tank.
He was tanked, all right. Hey, got to move on. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Later.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, good evening there, morning, fellas. This is Dr. D.
Okay.
Yep. Keno Outdoor, we got to save that, don't you think?
I concur. We got to save it. I don't know that it's going to be in that location. If you're a businessman and you're Steve Mills, he's looking at a lot of money. But if everybody works together and maybe find a new home for it or something, it might even be bigger and better than where it is. So that's a good point.
It's possible, but it's possible that they could. I know there's somebody eyeballing the property to restore the theater. Currently, I don't know what's going on with that, but. Really, it seems like something the people want, and they've definitely fired up on their Facebook page with 2,000 and plus people in just a couple of weeks joining that page. And with Facebook making it harder and harder to get your posts and notifications out, they really went through a lot to get that. I mean, it's quite amazing, and it's something that's really struck a chord with the families of this city. And I just think it's for one, this needs to be an exception. It needs to be. It could be a great tourist attraction. I mean, it was still making money. There's people saying that it wasn't, but it was. What it was, the company that was leasing the property to show the films they wanted a long-term lease and were willing to invest in the updated equipment to show modern movies. So obviously there was a profit there. So it's a huge loss to the community, and it's one of those things that defines Kenosha. Walmart doesn't define Kenosha. The drive-in defines Kenosha.
Well, we're not done yet. There's a meeting coming up on the 14th, and I think people will learn more from that meeting because I think Mr. Mills is...
That's the 13th, isn't it?
13th.
The 13th.
13th somebody said
Pleasant Prairie.
Okay. And I think people will learn more about what's going on, what the possibilities. So, okay, Doc.
Well, hopefully there could be some kind of deferral, to at least give the group a little bit more time, because at the end of the day, Daddy, can we go to the Civil War Museum? Said no kid, ever.
Okay, Doc, appreciate it. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, good morning. It's Randy from Summers. How you doing?
Okay, Randy, go ahead.
Hey, what I haven't heard is people thinking out of the box, on this Kenosha drive-in. There's more, or you could do more in a drive-in than just see the drive-in movies. For instance, on an off night or even an off day, like an afternoon before the show, you could have jazz bands, or you could have like a symphony there or anything like that before the show starts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then what they do at, you heard of Ravinia in Highland Park, right?
Sure.
What they do is you could see, they'll show, what's the name of that movie? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then what they will do is that they'll have a live symphony band playing the musical score while they show the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot more. I mean, all you got to do is think outside the box, because, you could bring more revenue in than just concentrating instead on the movies.
No idea is a bad idea in this.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then who knows? I mean, you could even, maybe do something, you don't have to limit it to 5 or 6 months a year. I'm sure there's other things that you could do when it's a little chillier out and stuff like that. I mean, all you got to do is think out of the box.
There you go. I appreciate it.
You're not limited to just the revenue of the movies. There's a lot more things you can do.
Okay. I got to appreciate your call, and I got to run because I got another one. I got a couple I got to take. Thank you very much. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
And you too, Scott.
Yeah. Why did I know that was coming?
Heath, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I had to call and chime in because I said I'm supporting this group to save the drive-in theater because it does directly affect my district. My district is directly across the street from the Keno.
Oh.
That is our border. I would love to see the drive-in saved and kept there. And Randy had a lot of good things. Thinking outside the box, maybe a restaurant and they're themed, to the days of yore, back 50s, 60s theme type deal.
Watch it.
Car shows.
Good menu.
I mean, you go on and on. But it can be saved. And to bring in a big box store, whatever, Walmart, whatever the case may be, the infrastructure's not there. My question, as the alderman of the 9th district, how are the trucks are going to come in there to, feed it? The supplies.
165.
Well, if they can't come down 165 because the roundabouts Pleasant Prairie built on Springbrook Road in 39th aren't big enough for trucks.
There you go.
So does that mean they have to come through my district?
Ooh.
And that's a big problem with me.
Well, it should be. I mean, this is going to be a problem, and everybody weighs in. And if they all can leave their egos outside the door and come to some compromise with everybody, so the Mr. Mills goes home happy, and then the people will want the theater drive-in saved, and we could. What do you think about putting it in the Chrysler site?
Well,
or something.
That probably would not work just for the location. Where it is right now, there are no residential homes. Around the theater itself. There's a few apartment buildings. On my side, there's actually apartment buildings on the north side of the theater, but there is no actual homes. You have woods on the east side of Sheridan Road and 91st Street in Pleasant Prairie, and then you have a subdivision behind those woods. And to the south, there's a couple homes, but they're a little ways away.
Hey, Keith,
and to the west, there's just a couple of apartment buildings there.
How does this sound, Keith? We move it to the Chrysler site and just let the alderman of that district worry about it.
Well, I said I would love to see it stay where it's at.
Juliana just fell off the chair. You should see his face right now.
He just fell off the chair.
Like I said, it would not take that much to bring it back and restore it. But the thing is, it's money. And I understand Mr. Mills and land deals, and I've heard rumors that a major construction company based here in Kenosha is very interested in buying it, and hopefully that comes to attrition. If they can agree on a sale price and keep it the Keno, and maybe develop the land around it, so be it.
There you go.
But keep it the Keno, and if a construction company comes in, they can restore it back to its grand, days of yore. Bring in the signage and what it was back when I was a kid.
When you say days have gone by, you keep referring to me. What is? Does that mean I'm old?
I actually refer to us. I'm not that much younger than you.
Oh, okay, good. All right, Keith. Have a great Easter.
Oh, you too. And
happy Easter, Keith.
Yeah, and remind.
When they do the Bristol Stomp, really something when the joint is jumping. When they do the Bristol Stomp.
I think we're supposed to be back on the air here. That got me all screaming at me. So.
This is Barter's theme song, folks.
If you just arrived on the trolley, this is the Kenosha Today Weekly Report.
Hey, you're talking to the mic already, would you?
I'm talking to somebody here at WIPM.
Not me.
Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Video Coordinator Captain Ronnie's Motors back, and the ever-lovable Pistol Pete Surgeon joins us for our final 30 minutes of therapy here. Hey, Pat, did you ever hear this? This guy, he put this together. Called Describing the Kenosha Today Show.
Oh, no.
After almost 19 years of doing this particular show, both on Channel 14 and now here at WIP, we've had come to the conclusion that the Kenosha Today Show is most often described as a glorious absence of sophistication and general lack of intelligence. Listening to this show has absolutely nothing to do with money or your social standing, and so this guy developed a scale to help your listeners determine if they need therapy or not. So,
I don't want to hear the scale.
No, we're not going to do that. We don't have time. But we were.
I don't want to. We'll hear the scale next week.
We're talking in about the how we're going to try to preserve the Keno Theater. But in the meantime, and you give us a call, 262-694-1050. Article in the paper today, Mr. What committees you in?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, anyway, the police issued
12,000
alternate side parking ticket during this winter restriction from December 1st to March 31st totaling 351,750 fines. 10,000 more parking tickets issued this year than last year. And when Casey was here one time, I said, the city budgets $250,000 as revenue from this.
Yeah.
So now you got a little bit extra to play with. 351,000. That's not chump change. That could go.
They could have turned it into 700,000.
You know how many studies we can do now with that extra money?
Do you know what?
I mean, come on.
Wait a second, Pete. It's not about the studies. We have street sweepers. They cannot do a good job. Why? Because we're outside of the alternate side parking.
Well, if you're suggesting you're going to bring this back all year round.
Bring it back all year round. Geez, all year round.
You know what?
I'll tell you what. The people would get acclimated to it, and actually the fines would go down.
Pat, how can you say they get acclimated to it? They just had issued 10,000 more in a 6-month period.
Because they can't think of the date.
Because people don't know the rule either.
They don't
That's
know
the
the
other
rule.
problem.
But I say 351,000. That could almost pay off my boathouse bar tab. So what's the problem?
That's only the first installment.
Are you kidding me? That's only the first installment on the payment. And that's not a year, 6 months.
Well, I go on a pay-as-you-go.
I like that.
There was an idea floated around one time some years back about making alternate side parking year-round. And how would you like the street sweeper going past at 5 in the morning? I'm still snoozing. Sometimes I'm not even home by 5 in the morning.
It won't go by at 5 in the morning.
Okay, well.
7.
So you say.
7 o'clock.
Let's take a call.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, we're not taking that.
Let's not take the call.
All right, so, but if anybody got an alternate side parking ticket, I would take this down to the municipal judge and say, precedent's been set because I got a couple aldermen that don't go to meetings when the ordinance says they have to. Why should I have to pay this dopey $20 bill?
When I had an apartment, I didn't have a driveway, and the city made a lot of money off of me.
Well, so you're admitting you don't know, you can't figure out the alternate and even?
I would get home from work, I'd be so tired I'd park the car, and I did. And you know what? I broke the law. Pay it.
And the law won.
And the law won. We got that song too.
Both?
Who's that by, Scott? You since you're so.
Oh, you
good.
wait, this one? Oh, I don't have the thing up.
Who's that?
Tommy. No, not Tommy.
Ball bearings.
Ball bearings. Patty and the ball bearings.
Patty and the ball bearings.
We're not taking.
Yep, we're not.
Hey, Big Badger game. This is normally a time we talk sports. Big Badger games tonight, going against Kentucky.
Badgers by 3 at the end.
You know this replays tomorrow after the game's already on.
Yeah.
So we could look really smart or really dumb next time this airs.
Last week when we sat here and we talked about what the game was going to go on, I predicted the Badgers would win, didn't I, Pete?
Yeah, we did in the post editing. You did, yeah.
Just to kind of fit it in with the way the game played, And but they're playing Kentucky, and I think here's the way I take this. I think Kentucky is going to play. Anybody that's played sports will tell you this. You got to play to win, which I think the Badgers will be doing. Kentucky will be playing not to lose. There's a difference, and like Bobby Knight always said, it's always nice to maybe lose a game during the season. And Bobby Knight and some of the good coaches would take their teams, play them on the road, non-conference games, so they could get acclimated to playing in this game. And I think Wisconsin can pull this off, and I think Kentucky's going to be really tight because they 38-0. They haven't lost a game.
Right.
So that's my sports. Of course, then he's going on to other sports. The Cubs open up when tonight?
Tomorrow. Sunday night.
Sunday night. By Monday morning, they'll be officially eliminated from the playoffs.
I don't like you.
Hey, you're a Cub fan, right?
Yeah.
We got our favorite Cub fan song for him.
No.
I mean, somewhere, yeah.
We got.
I heard the Bears song. Now I'm going to get
no.
This
is better. This is a favorite Cub fan.
I gotta. I have to find that somewhere.
Anyway,
it's in the archives.
I'd sooner talk about the caller about the casino.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody called in to put a casino over there. Well, everybody knows you can't have that because of the statutes pertaining to the Indians only. And you had Barca, you had Wirtz, Kirkman, Onstead. On both sides of the aisle, all of the legislators were screaming because he wouldn't sign it. All they had to do was change the state statute on gambling.
Well, who's going to do that? The Republicans?
No, both sides of the aisle were screaming. They should have got together.
Well, you don't have to scream. Pat, you don't have to scream here.
It would have been partisan. It makes me mad. Gets me angry.
Everybody that sits in this chair, Ron, when they get going, like Casey, your veins in your neck start popping up.
It has to. They sit there, just change the state statute on gambling. Now you can get the Indians, you can get the private investors, you can get everybody.
So do we? Getting back to the Cubs. Now, are you got any more for that, or are you pretty much?
I don't want to hear the Cubs. Let's talk about something else. What do you got in front of you? You guys
Mike, it was the
here you go. This is just for you, Pat, and all you Cub fans out there.
Do they still play the Blues in Chicago?
Opening day.
When baseball season rolls around.
Oh, yeah.
When the snow melts away. Do the Cubbies still play in their ivy-covered burial ground?
Oh, no.
When I was a boy, they
Kill the goat. Kill the goat, folks.
Now they only bring fatigue to the home of the brave, the land of the free, and the torment of the National League.
Yeah.
Sad.
This act, I'm a Cubs fan, and that's my favorite Cubs song.
They do not play that song at the House of Blues. Guaranteed.
You know, there was a local person here who put together a compilation of Cubs songs, I don't know, 7-8 years ago now.
Oh, yeah.
Did not put that song on there, and I said, how's that a compilation of anything if you don't have that song?
My God, that's
how is that anything?
It's actually about a 6-minute song, and the truth is,
it is.
Pete told me this story. This guy, Steve Goodman,
Goodman
wrote that in about '83.
He died in June of '84.
Okay, so he wrote that about a year before,
something like that.
When he was,
I don't know
he was actually dying of cancer, and he was on the bleachers in left field, and the song goes on about 6 minutes worth, and so the Cubs got so upset with him,
and that's when he wrote "Go Cubs Go."
He wrote that, when they play "Go Cubs Go" at the end when they win. They don't play it very often.
Oh, man. You know what?
I couldn't help myself.
Between getting beat up on the Bears, now beat up on the Cubs.
And being an alderman, boy, you're 0 for 3.
Oh. Boy, you know what? The next time you call me to sit in this chair, I'm going to give you a bill.
That's a good point, Pete.
What's that?
Guy's an alderman, a Bear fan, and a Cub fan. Unprecedented in
all he needs is a white
history.
suit. He's good to go.
Out at the old
City Council.
Hey, you got a big meeting tomorrow. Oh, we had a...
Folks, I got them singing. How about that?
I got to read it before I forget this.
Up yours.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Why, good morning, you pain in the neck.
Juliana, this is a call for you.
I got to tell you, you didn't bring your A game today. I just listened on and off this morning, and what's the deal? How can a short Italian man fill the shoes of a fat Irishman?
I can't. I'm about 300 pounds too light.
What's your point?
How you doing, buddy? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to all of you. Happy Holy Saturday.
Hey, Steve, I got this dilemma, and I've asked a number of people this morning. Are you going to be available at dawn tomorrow to come over to Barter Manor and help me roll the rock away from my door?
Yeah, I got a couple ideas about that.
It's about the response I've been getting. I don't think you guys are taking me serious.
I said we put another rock in front.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Door.
Well, so did you, Pete? Did you miss me today?
I miss you all the time.
We had rolls today.
We had donuts today here. Somebody legit brought donuts.
And the bathroom was cleaned sparkling.
Okay, now he's not going to believe that.
I highly doubt that the bathroom is clean today.
Well, they did put a new seat on the toilet.
Well, speaking of that, Pat brought 2 extra wide toilets in for you. He's going to deliver them and install them.
With the stainless steel hinges? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're in good shape.
Oh, yeah. Ball bearings. He's going to add ball bearings to this. He won't break another one.
No, this last half an hour, you're supposed to be talking sports. I heard that. But what's the prediction on the game, Wisconsin and Kentucky tonight?
I'll wait till tomorrow morning and then edit it into the replay here.
Wisconsin by 3 at the end.
I think so, too, Pat. I think you're absolutely right. If Decker has a good game, if he can hit his 3-pointers, and he's on, I think they're going to keep it close right till the end. Kentucky's a tough team, so it should be interesting.
Hey, Steve,
and just so you know, none of you are invited to my house tonight to watch the game.
Hey,
what did I ever do to you?
Hey, how about Pat's prediction here? 3 points at the end. What was he going to get? 3 points at the beginning? You got to get back here. He's not a finally serious journalist like you are.
I tell you what, this nice little Irish guy over here, Mickey, he understood. I said, "How about it, Steve?"
Yeah, there we go.
There you
go. Hey, I apologize for not being there again. Business comes first, as you guys know, and Alderman Johnson lost his father this week, so we were conducting the funeral this morning. From my service, military honors. He was a Vietnam veteran, so military honors. Yeah. You guys ever been to a funeral with military honors? They do just such a wonderful job in honoring our fallen veterans, and it's really an honor to work with that team. But
Steve,
anyways, enough of that. I got all kinds of things to talk about next week, just so you know.
Uh-oh, good ammunition, buddy. And do me a favor, don't take off too much.
Have a nice Easter, guys. Happy Easter. I'll talk to you next week.
Steve. God bless.
Yeah, we're talking about a variety of things here. Let's see. Here's some. This is something a city council could get into. In fact, they did. This is in Hurricane, Utah. Might have a little quieter. They have this statue of this copper bull in the middle of their plaza. Well, they woke up one morning and somebody took the best part of the bull off.
Oh, no.
I was going to ask if it was anatomically correct.
Not anymore.
So now it's the city ox is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's right. See, you think you're dealing with good stuff or intelligent stuff at thinking outside the box. You got to be on Here's a.
Oh, my God. Like I said, Case, don't take off too much.
Akron, Ohio, Stars of Charity. These gals were in their 80s and 90s in an assisted living facility in Ohio, and they all went topless.
Yeah, out in the yard. There was a yard sale.
No, they were Miss March, who was 88, wears a green top hat and not much else from the Pleasant Point Assisted Living. And this other gal was 90s, seemed to be playing poker with strategically cards placed in strategic spots. So how do you're an alderman, how do you tolerate stuff like this? This would never happen in Kenosha.
They have a license for their parade.
You go out there and take pictures.
Not me.
For evidence.
I'm not a journalist.
For evidence.
I'm not a journalist. I'm
like
off
me.
That day.
Hey, and
I work in an audio medium.
California Governor Jerry Brown ordered imposed statewide mandatory restrictions for apparently the surveys found that the water is at the lowest level. And so to be proactive, like you say, at Barter Manor, I've instituted my own water conservatory.
You have to.
Shower with a friend.
That's right.
Way.
No wonder you've been stinking. We found out he ain't got no friends.
I guess I walked right in.
You know what? He hasn't been drinking water for years.
Bad move on my part to bring
He's talking about showering with a friend.
I know. Well, he doesn't drink water, so it gets conserved that way.
Coca-Cola.
Other beverages.
Right.
There is ice in there.
Also, the Kenosha News is looking for the Kenosha's worst pothole. And
every Saturday between 10 and noon, here we are.
What
I was sitting on that one for a while. I thought of that earlier.
Do we have any serious issues to talk about now?
It's the last 10 minutes. What do you want?
Last 10 minutes. We're killing time here. If anybody's got a question or comment, what do you want me to do here?
What do you got all the papers over? What do you got over there?
Well, I was talking about the Kenosha's worst pothole, and Stevie and I, we didn't resonate with the voters. We were not voted Kenosha's cutest couple of Valentine's Day, so I'm not sure that we are going to face off very well. And the Kenosha News had the chili contest, and we didn't win that either. I thought our roadkill chili had a little kick to it. You throw that little possum and skunk.
It was too much Goodyear flavor on the skunk, I think.
Yeah. So where are you going to watch the game tonight?
Tater Tot
Castle. Where are you going to watch the game tonight?
At home.
Oh, really?
Why would I have to watch it any place else?
Well, I don't know. Just
lockdown.
Lockdown, yeah.
Lockdown? Oh, my God.
Isolation.
Yes?
Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Good morning, Kenosha. You're on to Kenosha Today.
Hey, how you doing? I was just wondering if we could talk about the casino again. Are they talking about renovation? Or are they talking about selling it, tearing it down? What are they?
I don't know yet.
What I had talked about, somebody called in on a Chrysler site, and they said, put a casino over there. Well, because of the way the state statute reads on gambling, it almost prohibits it, and the Indians would have had the opportunity to put it there if the governor would have said yes. So all they had to do is change the state statute on gambling. That would have opened the door for the Indians and anybody else that wanted to take and put in a casino. Because you had the legislators, the politicians on both sides of the aisle, all screaming about what the governor did. So,
yeah, I heard that. It seems like that's all they like to do is scream at each other.
Thank you very much. You know what? We've got other calls and we're running out of time, but happy Easter. Thanks for calling.
Happy Easter.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Try it again, Scott.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yes, I have a gripe.
A gripe? Okay. About what?
Okay. Well, I was going down the road by the hospital the day, and I seen the street sweeper going down there.
All right.
And it's perfectly clean street. why can't they go to neighborhoods like off of 22nd Avenue, with 57, 58, 59th Street? Why can't they go down there? Those streets are needing.
I will yield that question to my public works director here, Patrick Giuliani. Go ahead.
Well, I want to tell you the truth. It's not my district anymore.
Don't tell us the truth.
But no. When it was in my district, I can speak from that point.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sure, whatever.
I called to send a street sweeper down there. They could not get close to the curb, and where they got close to the curb, they had to pull out because of the cars parked on both sides of the street. Creates a mess. And answer your question about it being a mess, it's a very, very big mess. But the operators of the street sweeper can only do so much when the cars are in the way.
Sure.
Thank you.
But how about putting the signs up the night before, no parking because of, like they do at the parades or any other kind of event, put the signs up and say, okay, you can't park, otherwise you get ticketed.
Yeah, how about that, Buffalo Bob? Answer that question.
I'll answer that question, because years ago they used to put the signs up when they knew the street sweeper was coming and the people didn't park there. Well, we had a change in the residency of the areas. Now they put signs out there, they steal them.
Say, let me ask you this. You called in, you had a great comment and a great question. Do you think this guy answered it properly? Or was he just blowing smoke like a regular politician?
Yeah, well, yeah, right. I think there are other ways that could be handled.
Well, did I lie to you? We got people in neighborhoods now that break stuff and steal stuff. And I told you they couldn't get down the street because of the cars.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
finish up.
I do agree with that, I suppose, but I don't live near there. But I do go apparently sometimes. When I go to the museum or something.
Okay. Is that the Civil War Museum?
No, to the dinosaur museum or to Luther High School for something.
Okay.
But and I still think there are some possibilities to. To go and do something about that, because those neighborhoods really need it.
So did we answer?
And they pay their taxes, don't they?
Yeah. Did we answer your question?
Yes, I suppose. I will see what happens in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
You got to learn not. You've been taking